Hey everybody, it's Elias playing Knuckles from Wireless Insider, and today I have with me the brand new Samsung ATIV S, model number T899M. We're going to go over with you the hardware, startup time, specifications, user interface, and the software, a camera, browser, YouTube test, and in the end a list of the small things you may or may not have known about this device. So to get started, the box it comes in is very small, opens with the top coming off like that, and we're greeted with a massive sticker there. We'll get to the phone in just 1 second. It's a beast of a phone too. When we flip this open, we have literature, which no one really reads. A massive battery here, rated at 2300 milliamp hours, very nice. Little silicone ear gels for your headset, which does have multimedia controls on it, so volume up, volume down, and voice activation, as well as a microphone. Cool. Micro USB data cable, great, and a standard Samsung charging brick. Awesome. Let's get this stuff out of here, and let's get this sticker off of this guy. So taking a look at the device itself, it is an enormous phone. It does have a 4.8-inch touchscreen display running Windows Phone 8. We'll get to the specifications in just one moment. Physically speaking, it does fit very nice in the hand. I have the Samsung Galaxy S3 right here, and they are very similar in size, thickness, and height. Not much of a difference there, except it is a bit more boxy down at the edges, which I do appreciate, and you'll see why in just a few minutes. The front, we do have 1.9 megapixel front-facing camera, as well as LED status indicator light, physical home button, a back button, a search button, which I really like. You can actually see what these buttons are without turning the phone on. You can't really see that on some other Samsung devices, so it's nice to see you can see that. On the left side, you have volume up and volume down. On the right, you have a power and standby button, a dedicated camera button. Thank God, I love these things. At the top, you have a 3.5mm headphone jack, the bottom micro USB charging port. In the back, you have a massive 8 megapixel camera, capable of recording up to 1080p video content. Of course, it has autofocus, and the speaker is right down there. So this entire bottom here is grilled, little dots there, but that is where the speaker is. It does look like metal, but going with Samsung's traditional design, everything on this device is plastic. There is Gorilla Glass on the display, however, so you don't have to worry about small things nicking on the screen and damaging it, but it is a plastic device. Feels very hollow and kind of feels cheap without the battery in there, but that's fine. I'm just saying that's what it's made out of. Pop it out. There's the back plate. And we have the place to put in the battery. You can tell right away there is a space for a micro SD memory expansion slot, or expansion card. So you can actually expand the memory outside of what this device comes with. So as usual, I'm going to put this guy all back together. I'm going to turn it on in time to see how long it does take for it to turn on. And I'm going to use my Galaxy S3 here to time it. So away we go. 3, 2, 1. And it vibrated, and here we go. In the meantime, go over the specifications. This device does have a dual-core 1.5 gigahertz Crate processor, so that's a lot of power there. 1 gigabyte of RAM, 16 gigabytes of internal storage, but as you noticed, it is expandable with micro SD memory card. It's a 4.8-inch display, a Super AMOLED display, running a resolution of 1280 by 720p, and a pixel density of 306 pixels per inch. So it's nice and dense. Display should be very nice. We went through the camera specs and everything. Video quality is at 1080p at 30 frames per second. Battery is a nice massive 2300 milliamp hours, and this is running Microsoft Windows Phone 8, the newest release they have at the end here of 2012. So the phone is still turning on here. We'll keep the specs running for a second. It's running a little long. You see there? Still turning on. Okay, and okay, let's stop the timer. So it's pretty much good to go. Excellent. Timer is 48 seconds for the Samsung ATIV S to turn on. Let's zoom in a bit here so you can see what I'm seeing. So agree right away with this tile theme. I don't believe they're calling it Metro anymore because of certain lawsuits or patent infringements or whatnot, or copyright infringements, I'm sorry. So this is the tile theme here for Windows Phone 8, and I have to say it's very smooth. I have a chance to play with this phone before I do this video. I have had it for about a week or so. It's really nice and smooth. The display is very clear, and you can't really tell just by looking at it, but the responsiveness and the cleanliness, I guess, of this device is a lot to do with the very simple user interface. You have very square vector style shapes, squares here to navigate through different sections of the menu. If you go over here, you can get into settings, and there's quite a few options here that you can customize. They try to dump everything on you so you can have the best experience possible. I really like the fact that there is a lot of space between the capacitive touch buttons and the frame of the phone, so that way if you're holding it, your palm doesn't accidentally activate any of these keys. You'll notice if I press to the left or right of these buttons, nothing happens. But if I press right on it, it's very responsive. The vibration is very nice too. It's like a pulse and it fades away whenever you press back. So it's very nice in that method. Let's go ahead and just try experimenting with a few things here to get to the user interface. Let's click on the weather. Again, very fast. This isn't a Wi-Fi connection. Just so you can see where everything is. There we go. Cool. Let's go to voice activation just to see what it can do. Note, pizza tastes awesome. Saving to OneNote. Cool. So that worked pretty good. It's not as advanced as Siri in any sense, but it does have built-in quick notes so you can save your notes or whatnot, and you can actually play it back. Note, pizza tastes awesome. Haha, and it actually tells you what you've said. So, hey, depending on how you want to use this phone, you may have a particular need for that functionality. It is a very simple layout. There are applications, of course, you could download to make full use of the device, but right now we just want to see how it is for navigating, and there's not really much to get out of here. I really like Kids Corner. If you want to give your phone to a kid to play around with, you can limit them to only open applications that you have in the Kids Corner, and you can set that up here through applications and games and whatnot. So if you ever want to give your phone to a kid, your nephew, your niece, your daughter, your sister, you know, you can always do that and not have a fear of them getting into your contacts and doing some silly naughty stuff and deleting all your stuff on there. So you know what, since we're here, we're talking about that physical camera, let's go ahead and activate it. Hold down that camera button. And again, with that clean interface, you know, very simple, very easy to see, and the icons rotate with the phone. You see that? Yeah, very cool. And you can activate and deactivate the flash. Let's take a picture of this guy here. Take a picture by holding this down. Half press, it'll focus. Hold it down all the way, takes the picture. And there it goes. So if we go back here, this is a picture I took before, and this is with minimal light on my desk, and you can see it's very clear quality, and the flash just loves flaring up there. Oh yeah. If we go over here, you can see not the clearest picture. I think it's because there's too much glare. Let's try that again. Camera mode. This time let's try it with the flash off. Why not? See, very simple, very basic. Can't go wrong. And it's gone. So, yep, that's nice. Camera is very nice here. It is 1080p video quality as well as massive 8 megapixel image quality. So you can throw that on the memory card, or of course you can put on the internal storage, anything you want. Alright, so let's take a look at web browsing. Once we get in here, let me show you the keyboard. When you try navigating somewhere, it's a very nice, consistent with the tiles theme they have going on here. Very simple layout, very basic. You can't go wrong with simple. Simple always works. And when we rotate it here, it's very wide, and it does have space to the left and right, so you can hold your hands, or hold your thumbs down, and it also makes every single key the same size except for certain functions, of course, like space.com and uppercase. So it's very, very wonderful. I love typing with this thing. So let's see, the quick brown fox. Well, yeah, certainly a lot easier to take my word for it when you don't have a tripod in front of your face, but it is very easy. Well, yeah. So let's go ahead and go somewhere. Let's check the web browsing. Let's go to Techno Buffalo, one of my good guys at John Rettinger there, and okay, so automatically search it up instead of putting .com at the end. Let's go navigate to the website, and there it is. Okay, so scrolling up and down, very smooth. You know, it's not even a challenge at this point for these kinds of websites. Let's go to desktop view so we see the full version of this. Let me zoom out a bit. So there we go. So here's the desktop, still loading. Loading bar is indicated down there where the web address is. You see it just chugging along there. And while it's still loading, all right, rotates nicely. Some images are still loading. Nice and smooth. Let's see if we can go very quickly. Yep, there's no tiles. There's no weird checkerboarding effect. Very nice. If we go to zoom in over here, let's get you a good idea of how close you can. That is very clear, very good quality. Okay, so now let's go to YouTube and just to check out some videos and check out the audio quality on this device. I want to try doing it from the browser. I already searched for Avatar here, and I do want something loud, so that's why I searched for this trailer. And 23 million, yeah, that's probably it. So let's go here. Now, Flash is not embedded on the browser itself, but click play. It does pop up into its own browser. Yeah, I can already hear it. Cool, you can see a little, you can change the aspect ratio here of the video if it's smaller than your actual screen. I think this one's perfect fit. Yep. You can't.
Music, Sully?
Yep. You can skip that way, nothing secret.
Good advertising. They grown from human DNA.
Sounds very clear. I love it. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, so audio quality is very good on this. It can get pretty loud depending on how loud your audio source is, but yeah, can't go wrong. So it's cool to see at least when you're navigating to YouTube in the browser, it'll forward it to its onboard player onto the device itself, so you can still watch Flash content in that regard. So that's pretty cool. So overall, what does that leave us with? What exactly can this phone do? Why should you even consider it as a device? Well, there are many fans out there of Windows Phone 7 and 7.5 and now Windows Phone 8, indicating that it's just very efficient, very simple to use. And that's the exact same thing here, Windows Phone 8. Everything is very laid out in front of you. There's no hidden secrets, except for, the volume, or sorry, the signal, the battery level, which you swipe down to see. That's only a secret, I promise. But it's a very nice device. When the battery is in there, it does feel very solid, very nice in the hand, although everything being made of plastic. Right now, I can't really notice or feel any creaking or anything of that nature, and it's a very nice and large display with very responsive user input. The physical button is nice, and being able to multitask just by pressing and holding down the back button, or using the voice activation system by holding down that home button is very nice, as well as Bing, where if you hit the search button here, you will be able to search for songs that are playing, which is pretty cool, or scan for QR codes. So that's an embedded application right there on the device, so you can scan QR codes and get somewhere. I don't know if this will actually pick up. Close enough. But yeah, so it does have that built in, and it's just a very fun and simple device to use. Now, with applications, all that stuff coming out, it will be very nice to see what this guy can fully do. But for the average user who does want something very responsive, efficient, and good in battery life, as well as a very good display, you can't really go wrong with this guy. And as well with what Samsung is known for, very distinctive design with its hardware. So again, this is Elias Planockos from Wireless Insider. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments section below, and please subscribe if you like what you saw here today. Until next time, take care.